shall we build today? Really, usually when I make something, I look at the pieces of steel that I have in my pile of leftover stuff, and I figure out what I think I could make out of them. Rather than having a target in mind, I just sort of experiment and see, I think that could be this or that could be that, and that would be cool to try and make. And sometimes it works out fabulous, sometimes it turns out terribly, but it's always kind of fun to do. I have a coal bin that I'll use to fuel it once I get the coke burning. I think some people have difficulty lighting a fire. I've never had trouble in all the years I've been doing it. Maybe it's because I'm a firebug and I love to play with fire. But some people struggle, I think, with the whole concept of lighting a forged fire. I suppose it would be good to put it on a glove, but I don't usually bother with it. Oh, there it goes. Now I was taking apart some equipment and I found this nice piece of bar round stock. Don't know what kind of steel it is, but it's here and it's asking to be made into something. So I'm thinking this is what we're going to start off with today. So you can see that's already heating up a little bit. I don't know if you can catch the color in that a little bit. I don't do anything with the thermometer. Ideally you should heat it up to a certain degree and then you know it's malleable. But most of us just go by the color of it. So I'll know when I get it up to a certain temperature, not red, not cherry red, not orange, but sort of in almost white color, then it's really, really malleable. And the steel, which is really, really hard, will turn into like plasticine. Okay, you can see there's quite a bit of heat on that. Now, I don't want to touch right there, but I can touch here. The heat will transfer. If I keep going for a long time, the heat will eventually move down. Now you're far away, so you don't need safety glasses, but I probably would be comfortable wearing them. I don't typically get a lot of sparks. I've never had one splash up into my face, but the other part of my life is doing microscopy. So if I'm doing microscopy and my eyes are burnt out with slag, it's probably not as good. So I'm going to grab this nice, beautiful hot thing, take it over to my anvil. I graduated from university. My brother decided that probably a good idea to have some money rather than bumming up with him. So I was just randomly applying for jobs and accidentally saw a position just down the road from his place in a private health lab. So in and just went through an interview and strangely enough I got the job. But then my job was contract, so the contract ended and then I was off, which was kind of nice. So I'm sitting at home watching TV with a lady who would become my mother-in-law and enjoying myself. I didn't want to really necessarily work. I had worked for the contract and I was just taking a break. And she was reading the newspaper and she said there's a job at Centennial College teaching microbiology, because she knew that I was a microbiologist. I said, I can't teach, because I figured you had to have a teaching certificate. And unluckily enough for me, she worked at Humber College, so she realized that you don't have to have a teacher's certificate to teach at the college level. You do if you're going to teach kindergarten, but you don't if you're going to teach university or college, which I thought was odd. And that's how I sort of accidentally became a teacher and accidentally became a coordinator and accidentally became an acting chair. I'd like to accidentally become a full-time blacksmith though. It's a different brain space. That's academic and this is physical and this is old-fashioned, and I find this calms me down, makes me relaxed, and then I can go back to work. Work is how I make my living, and this is how I keep myself sane.